Hi, this is Alex from GetElevar.com. Today I want to walk through an overview of Google Optimize and how you can get started with A/B testing. But first, why A/B testing? Why is it important that we A/B test our website? To further explain, I wanted to put a scenario in front of you. There's two marketers at a company, marketer A and marketer B. They're both tasked with their main job responsibilities are moving revenue per session and improving the conversion rate of the website. They both have to implement changes and features that ultimately do that. Marketer A makes their changes based off of data that they read on site from event data and Google Analytics. And they also A/B test with Google Optimize each of their proposed changes. And they only implement the changes that are proven statistically significant as a winner. Marketer B has the same exact job, and when they're going through, they pick the ideas that seem the best to them in the top of their head. And then when they evaluate their tests, they're not really sure if what they've changed on the site had a positive or negative effect, but they feel like things are going well and the choices they've made are better. If you were to evaluate both of those marketers and had to place a bet on the performance at the end of a given period, would you rather have somebody that flew blind and didn't know whether the changes they were making had a positive or negative effect, or a marketer that tested each change they made to the website methodically one by one and only implemented changes that had a positive effect on revenue per session and conversion rate? I think most logical business people and marketers would choose the marketer A, who A/B tested, and that's exactly why I want you to follow along here and learn how to create your first A/B test today. All right, we are here in Google Optimize, and I am in my Optimize container. On our website and blog, we have an article that goes into installing Google Optimize via Tag Manager or directly into your theme. So check that out if you need to. But from here, we're really going to focus on how to create a variant and how to get started with A/B testing. So I'm going to go in here and create an experience. I'm going to use brevity.co as an example. They're a great pro customer of ours here at Elevar. So we'll just do our homepage test, and we'll create an A/B test here. All right, we're going to go ahead and add the variant, and then we're going to get into and edit our variant using Optimize's Wysiwyg Editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. Essentially, the editor is super simple to use, and it basically doesn't require any sort of technical understanding. It's a point and click editor like a Wix.com or something like that. So once we're in here, we're in our homepage test, and we want to create an A/B test. Basically, we have our Wysiwyg Editor here, and we have our page. And we want to create an A/B test about something different on the page to make an impact. So I like to, one thing that we can think about is things that are above the fold, so that when the page loads, we see that change. That could be an indication of importance. So this a headline is a great thing on a hero image to test. So let's just test something different. Let's just say life is better with backpacks, right? They're a backpack company. All right, so we have our life is better with backpacks. That's our change. Ultimately, we want people to click this CTA. We were changing the headline. Just to show you some different examples here, we could click around to any different element on the page and select edit element, and then we could edit the HTML. We also can select any sort of text, and we can edit the text directly there. You can see edit text. When we select elements, we also have this selector here, and we get a title. We also can add changes that way. We can add HTML before or after this selected element. We could reorder this element, we can style it, but you can see kind of where you can get going. Just to show one quick example of a change, This is super helpful and optimized. There's a lot of great features on websites, but some of the most effective changes are just simply selecting an element on a page and removing it. This test can now run and see the effectiveness of the removed block because the variant could be the removal. I hope that helps. But yeah, so that's two different changes on the page that we make as an example. Once we're done with our changes and we've changed our page, we save it and hit done. So that's the Wysiwyg editor, and actually editing our variant, making a change on the page. We have that. So from here, we have to get into page targeting. So basically, the URL matches features. We have a couple different options. Contains. I'll just show you a few different use cases. URL matches is perfect for a home page, right? Because that matches will take advantage of some URL parameters and things like that. If we were to do something like other typical examples are like product pages. We want to capture all product pages with just one test on one page, but we wanted the change to happen on all pages. So we would do URL contains products or URL contains collections. If it's a collections page and we want the changes to go on more pages than just one. Otherwise, we can do something like URL matches or equals and do the URL directly from our editor page. So once we have our page targeting, we go into audience targeting, and this is where a lot of fun stuff can happen. We really can get creative on how we target our audience of the test. So we can target people on device types, whether they come in on mobile or desktop or tablet, and only show the test to them like that. We can target on behavior, first time versus returning users. We can target on UTM parameters or Google Ads. If we have our Google Ads account connected, we could target on specific campaigns or keywords or ad groups, specific browser types, etc. So it can go pretty deep. You can get very, very complicated here, but you have a lot of different ways that you can target an audience in addition on the test. From here, we set up our objectives. I'll just set up a quick example for a property. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'll just go over, you would set up your objectives here. Typically a test like what we did on the homepage would set up like something like bounces, transaction rate. And yeah, that's the last step of I don't have my account linked, but that was the last step of actually getting the test ready is setting your primary objectives. Finally, I wanted to talk about, we've talked a lot about, we have why we test, why A/B testing is important, and here is Google Optimize and how to create a variant. But I know a big question is, how do we know what to test? And I want to point over to getelevar.com. That's a web. If you go over to getelevar.com, you can get information on our Chrome extension, our event builder. You can tag your site with custom events that can give you great information about what's working and what's not working on the site and give you A/B test ideas. Also, create an account on getelevar.com and we will analyze your GA data and give you insights. That can also be a great source of A/B testing ideas as well. Yeah, so if you have any questions or need any help with Optimize, please comment below. Feel free to reach out to us. And yeah, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.